So if you're the kind of person that you're like, I know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I just can't bring myself to do it. For whatever reason, I know what I'm supposed to do to live a healthy lifestyle, to have the body transformation that you want to have, but you just like are really struggling with like, I know what I'm supposed to do, but why am I not doing it? This video is for you. So I want to share with you a couple different thoughts about why this happens and then what you can just do to get yourself going, get yourself started on your body transformation journey. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Heather. I make videos about yoga and fitness for those of us in midlife who are working hard to build strong, healthy bodies that will carry us into our 70s, 80s, 90s, and beyond. If you are returning, welcome to my new studio, at least for today. I am in Wisconsin, and so we're shooting a video from here today. This is one of my favorite areas that I grew up in, and I thought I would make a video here today. So what I wanted to do is just talk about when you feel like you are in this phase of where you're like, okay, I really want to get my shit together. I want to have a body transformation. I want to get back into shape. I want to train for this thing. I want to lose weight, whatever it might be, but you just can't seem to get your butt going, right? And I've spent a majority of my career working with people to help change their lives in one way or another. On this YouTube channel, we specifically talk about yoga and fitness in the context of body transformations. So that's really what I want to focus on here. But there's phases of a transformation. There's phases of change. When people are in a process of changing something about their lives, there's different processes that we go through. There's this phase where it's like, it's not even on our radar. It's not even something that we're thinking about changing about ourselves, all the way through to we're doing the thing, we're maintaining it, and it's going, we're on the program, we're on the plan, right? But there's this phase in between where I like to call it getting ready to get ready, where you're taking in all sorts of information. You are watching the YouTube videos. You're following the social media accounts. You might even be saving workout programs or recipes on Instagram, stuff like that. You're in this phase of sort of like getting ready to get ready. I know that these are the things that I should be doing, that I want to be doing, but I'm just not doing them. So you're kind of in this like phase of getting ready to get ready. Okay. And if you are in this phase right now, it's like, how do you make that leap from getting ready to get ready to, okay, I'm actively doing the thing. I'm actively doing what I need to do to get myself to my goals and into this sort of like maintenance phase where it's like, this is just who I am now. Okay. And there's a couple different things. Number one is that I really believe that there is an identity shift that happens in a lot of people, most people, as you're going through any sort of transformation, specifically a body transformation, a career change, whatever it might be. You don't see yourself as this new person yet. So it can be difficult to say like, okay, well, this is who I am. So these are the behaviors that I do. So I am a person who lives a healthy lifestyle. I'm a person who runs 5Ks for fun. I am the kind of person who lifts weights. Like, that's just who I am. It just becomes part of your identity. You go and you do that thing. Okay. And if you don't necessarily have that way of thinking about yourself yet, that's where you kind of get stuck of like, well, you know what, if I don't go to the gym today, it's not a big deal. Whereas if you have this identity of, I am the type of person that I go to the gym, you figure it out and you make it happen. And if it doesn't happen, you go, okay, well, I'm gonna get there tomorrow and I'm gonna rearrange my schedule for this so I can get there and I can make it happen, right? It's this identity shift that really needs to happen. And for a lot of people, what happens is that identity shift starts when there's just sort of I don't want to call it rock bottom because not everybody hits rock bottom, but it's just sort of this, something happens and you're just like, I'm done. I'm ready. I'm going to do this thing. You're like, I'm sick of where I'm at right now. And I'm going to do whatever it is that I need to do to make that happen. Okay. So the first thing I really think is like, start thinking about like your thoughts. Like, how are you talking about yourself? How are you talking to yourself? What is that mindset shift that might need to happen? You might not view yourself as a person that eats protein and vegetables for dinner. You might not be the kind of person that views yourself as, instead of having a vodka, soda, and lime for happy hour, maybe you have tea, or maybe you have vodka, soda, and lime, and then a water. You have different ways of seeing yourself. And yoga principles, we also talk about that in yoga principles as well, is where it's just, how are you talking to yourself? How are you talking about yourself to yourself? Okay. So think about that, sort of that identity shift. All right. And that is not something that's just going to happen overnight. sometimes, like I said, what a lot of times what happens is you just have this moment where it's like, I'm done, I'm ready, we're going to do it. Okay. And it's certainly what happened with me. The second thing is that there's this saying out that goes around the internet, and sort of like your tribe is your vibe. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang out with the most. There's that. It's like the crowd of people that you're around, like those are the behaviors that you start to pick up. And I think personally, I think there's a lot to that. There is a lot to that. I don't have to say I think that there's a lot to that. There is a lot to that. But also there's this a little bit of like, okay, maybe I have a friend who is doing this thing. I want to do it, but I look at it like, well, that's for people like her. It's not for people like me. Okay. It's interesting. I actually saw this a lot when I've worked in education for a very long time and worked a lot with adults that were trying to re-career, but also a lot of young people that were trying to get themselves out of a life that they were in, and they're trying to make changes. And the people that were around them would sort of like king crab them and just kind of pull them down. And they would see like, well, you're trying to make yourself better. That makes me feel bad about myself. So I'm going to do things to try to sabotage that for you. People will legitimately try to sabotage things. And maybe you have somebody in your life that might be doing things trying to sabotage your goals, whether intentional or not. That might be something that you want to pay a little bit of attention to. Is you've got this circle of people that you spend the most time around, and are they supportive of your goals? And if they're not supportive of your goals, like, you can't always just change who you're spending all of your time with. That's sometimes just not possible. So sometimes it's around having conversations with the people that are closest to you, saying, this is a path that I am on. This is a journey that I am on, and I would love it if you would support me. And then if they are starting to do things that aren't supportive of your journey, like, call them out on it and say, like, hey, remember when you said you were going to support me on this journey? This thing right here is an example of you not supporting me. And they might, like I said, they might not even necessarily realize that they're doing something like that. So just think about the people that you're spending time with, and think about, like, how are they supporting you? And if they're not being supportive of you, just having that open and honest and that real conversation. The other piece of that too is like I said earlier, is like, maybe you have somebody in your life who's like, they're doing something, and then you look at a friend or maybe a coworker or just somebody in your life, and you're like, I want that too. But that's for people like them, not for people like me. And that is something we call cognitive dissonance. And that is where you kind of rationalize to yourself of why you can't do something, why you can't have something, why you can't be someone else. Maybe you want to make a change. Maybe you want to have a body transformation. Maybe you want to change careers, whatever it may be. You start to kind of rationalize it of like, well, this person can do it, but I can't because of this reason. And that's something that is very real. It's something that you do. And many times people don't even realize that they're doing it. And so it's okay. It is okay to want change in your life. It's okay to want that transformation. And then finally, the third thing I would say is you pay attention to these things that give you dopamine hits. Sometimes we do things that give us a dopamine hit that makes us feel like we're making progress in anything, doesn't matter what it is. Again, specifically, we talk on this channel about body transformation through yoga and fitness. But sometimes we do things that give us that little bit of a dopamine hit that make us feel like we're making progress, but we're not actually taking forward motion. So an example might be scrolling through Instagram, finding recipes that look really delicious. They're super healthy. They look really delicious. So you save them for later, or you screenshot them, or you send them to somebody in your household and saying, hey, we should make this for dinner, and then you don't. Things like that give you like this little dopamine hit. Joining a gym, but then not using it. Like when you go to the gym and you join the gym and you sign the forms and you hand over your credit card, that gives you like this little dopamine hit of like, I did something. I made progress today towards my fitness goals. You join the gym. But you have to go to the gym. You have to use the gym. You have to use the facilities there. You have to use the equipment there. Go to the classes there. You have to do the thing, right? The same can go for, like, I think that don't ask me to cite the research. I understand that there's some research out there that shows that even just watching a workout video. So like, let's just say you use a Peloton app, or you find a video here on YouTube and you watch it of somebody else working out, like you're watching the workout program. It gives your body that dopamine hit of like thinking that it actually did that workout. But you didn't. You sat there and you watched it. Okay. Well, that's a baby step. It's a baby step. You found a video that you like. Right now, can you go do it? So really pay attention to those things that are giving you dopamine hits that you're like, okay, I'm trying to do this. I can't seem to get my butt going. So I'm going to go scroll Instagram, and you get this little dopamine hit. Pay attention to that stuff. Try to call yourself out on that. Okay. And so what do you do about all of this? What do you do? All right. I'm going to say that I'm taking a class on just how to grow a YouTube channel. I'm really enjoying this. I'm really enjoying sharing yoga and fitness with you, but I'm also really enjoying sharing my own personal journey with you in yoga and fitness and my own personal body transformation. And I struggled a lot with getting this YouTube channel started. I started it in 2022. I was 60 pounds overweight. I felt like I didn't so-called look the part. Then I broke my leg in 2023. I made a couple of yoga videos about yoga from a walker, yoga for a broken leg and broken tibia and fibula, stuff like that. But I was really just kind of like stuck with it because I was like, I wanted to be perfect. I wanted to be perfect with it, and I wasn't. I'm still learning a ton. I'm learning about how to make good videos and how to make good topics, how to come up with good topics, and how to make audio sound better and all that stuff, right? But at some point, the class that I'm taking, the guy that runs it, he's like, you just got to press record. You just press record and you make a video and you put it on YouTube. Like, that's the simplest thing, right? Okay. So what does that have anything to do with the body transformation? The body transformation is just pick something and get started with it. Pick one thing. Pick one thing. Don't pick the biggest thing that you're struggling with. Don't pick the biggest thing that you know you might need to change. Just pick one thing that starts getting you there. Maybe you're like, okay, I don't go to the gym. I don't work out anymore. I haven't worked out in a long time. Maybe it's, I'm going to go for a walk 3 days a week this week. Or maybe it's, I'm going to go get a cool new water bottle and drink enough water every single day this week. Or maybe I'm going to go to bed a half an hour earlier every night this week. Maybe I'm not going to scroll my phone so much as I'm laying in bed. Just pick one thing, one healthy thing. It doesn't need to be, I'm going to go join a gym and go work out 7 days a week for an hour at a time, super duper intense. No, and I don't think you should be doing that anyways, but just pick one thing. Just pick one thing and get started with it and do it until it just becomes second nature. It just becomes part of your identity. It becomes part of who you are. You are the kind of person that you get up in the morning and you go for a walk, or you take a walk after dinner, you take a walk at lunch, or whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. Just pick one thing, get started with it, and do it until it becomes just part of your identity. All right, so I do have all sorts of really great videos here about just sort of motivational stuff of like how to get just started on your body transformation journey. You can check these videos out. I'm here to help you through this journey and just take you along with me. I'm on my own journey. I'm starting to share some more of just my own personal experience, even sharing some of the pictures that I've never put on social media, and just sharing like, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to just look in the mirror and not like what you see, and know that you can make a change if you want it. If you want that change, just take that baby step. Take that one little step towards it until that thing becomes part of your identity. For me, what was huge when I had the day, it was April of 2024, and I was just like, this is it, we're doing it. For me, it was nutrition. I knew it was nutrition. I knew that was what I really needed to focus in on. And so all I did was start writing down what I was eating in a notebook. That's all I did. I didn't change anything. Over time, I started changing it because the act of writing it down, I was like noticing how much I work from home. And I probably need to make a video about that. Like, I'm doing this with a full-time job, but I work from home and it's real easy to grab snacks, real easy to grab snacks. And I didn't see it until I started journaling my food. And so that prompted some changes. So just pick the one thing. It's going to exponentially grow, but just pick the one thing. Get started, get going. Talk to you soon.